Yep, loud and clear. Okay, the links, everything is going live as far on the posting. I made it on YouTube, and now I'm fixing to make a post on my my website. Okay. You know, that's, if you haven't shared it yet, then that's directly from my Discord, most likely. It's the only place I've shared a link so far. Right. Okay, and there should be an announcement on everybody's deal starting right now. Yeah. I don't know. No, I'm not. That's one of the only things I'm not on. Ah. Oh, that's right. I remember hearing about that. Well, you can't get away from those people. They live on. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay, now everybody on my webpage just now got a notification. Everybody. It just went through. It's 2 minutes to spare. Go right I'm still trying to figure out Facebook. I always struggle with. Oh, there's the link. I always struggle with trying to figure out how to get to my business page. Man, I need to make a shortcut link on my desktop or something. Smart idea. Right. Okay, Facebook's finally done. Now Twitter's real easy for me. I can do Twitter in seconds. I got it and figured out. I have everything set up to auto post. Anything that's posted on my site, as far as a new mod, just goes to my Facebook, my Blogger, my Tumblr, my Twitter, all those other ones, all just automatically done through a RSS. So
Mighty, you haven't posted to your Discord either.
I got mine everywhere now. Well, it's time. Whenever you're ready. 120 people? Oh.
All right, guys, we're live. I'm here with Schaken from Schaken Mods, the owner of Schaken Mods, and I guess CEO. Wouldn't she be called that too? Hello?
Hey, I'm gonna have to mute that thing. Go ahead, what?
I told him, I said, I'm here with Schaken from Schaken Mods. Would you also be considered the CEO of Schaken's?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh boy, corporate shilling going on. Okay, so...
Yeah, I'd be the CEO. I think that's the official title.
So we're doing this interview to increase awareness about Schaken Mods. Schaken Mods is an alternative to that other mod site. So the first question we got is, why does Schaken Mods exist?
Well, there's kind of a story behind it. About 3 years ago, almost, there was a great divide, I mean a real strong one, between the mod authors and the users. It's like any kind of mod hosting website treated mod authors as if they were gods. And I mean, that's nowhere near how it should be. You know, like if there was any kind of user at all, whether, you know, they want to post a comment, they want to say something nice, they want to just even give any kind of a bug report, anything at all, that if you try to speak on those sites, you would be just basically smacked with a fly swatter, banned, everybody make fun of you, call you names, trash you. I mean, it was horrible. So it actually happened to one of my friends and I. We had posted a mod on a website, and it had 15,000 downloads within 1 month.
Well, let me stop you right there. Let's just go ahead and name the website, because it was on Nexus Mods, correct?
Yeah, it was on Nexus Mods.
Yeah, I've had my own problems with those guys. As a lot of people that's watching know, I had quite a few problems with them myself. Go ahead, continue.
Sorry. So there was 15,000 downloads, and that was within 5 days. It was already the mod of the month. It was a really big deal. It was actually on Google's front page even. So I mean that was quite a bit of excitement. It was the first mod that I had ever made, and I mean it was great. And then one day I woke up. I had gotten a message from I don't know how many people, all wondering where my mod went, and I was thinking, nowhere. I went online to find out that I had been banned. My website was removed. Turns out that they had claimed that I was trying to sexualize kids. Pretty rough statement to throw out there.
Yeah, that's some gaslighting.
Yeah, I mean, here we are 5 days. I hadn't made any updates, no nothing. I haven't touched the mod. So why is it on the 5th day that it is, but not the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th? And not only that, but one of the main administrators had gone through my mod completely, because I asked him to, because this claim was already made by Ashers to point out.
Ouch, wait. That guy, we only refer to him as subject number 1.
Subject number uno, number 1.
Subject number 1. That's his name. We don't speak that name on this channel no more, because honestly, he doesn't deserve it.
Doesn't exist. There was
he exists. He just doesn't deserve it.
Well, that person had already made that claim, and so just to be on the safe side, I asked him. I think his name was Limp. I don't know, something with a biscuit in there. I wouldn't say Limp Biscuit. I don't know.
Big
Biscuit.
Big Biscuit.
Yeah.
It
was him.
I affectionately referred to him as Big Bitch Cat.
Well, see, I had asked him. I said, if you guys think that this isn't an okay mod, tell me now. I'll remove it. Because I didn't want to cause any drama. It was just a fun mod. It was just a hobby thing. But I asked him to go through it, and he said, all right. He got back to me after a couple hours. He said, no, man, this is all good. This is fine. His exact words. And yet he was the one 2 days later to ban me and send me a message saying that I was sexualizing kids. Now, like I said, there was no updates, nothing at all through any point of that it was on Nexus mods. It was a non-nude mod back then, because I knew there was a whole lot of controversy on the whole subject of it anyways. I didn't want to cause any drama. So, since that website had officialized the official naming of what they wanted to deem me as, there was quite a few individuals that just went anywhere I did just to hassle me, and it was pretty rough.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, and there was actually a person that had made it with me. I won't mention his name out of respect, because it was quite a bit of drama, and it was too much for even the average person. And I don't blame him one bit, but it was literally too much for him, and he went to a pretty big depression and just vanished off the website, off of any website, everything. He's just gone. I haven't heard from him. So the fact is that this can really affect people whenever, let's say, you spend hours, days, months on a mod that you are giving to people for free. There's no contract. It's just, here it is for you to download, play it, enjoy it. And then these users / mod authors, that middle line that tell you where that divide was, it gets drawn a whole lot harder, because if there's somebody new that wants to make a mod that's free, a free mod, and let's say that their mod is better than the staff's mod, the user, you're going to get hammered, you're going to get smashed, you're going to get beat up, and you're going to get torn up like many other people have. So the reason I created my website, your original question, was not any kind of money, any kind of self-recognition, no nothing. Most of the people on my website are actually people that have been hurt by other web pages as well. And we kind of refer to ourselves as the island of misfits because of this.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You know, it's like it's become a place for those that have just. I mean, well, it hasn't become that now, but that's kind of where it started off at. Was just a place where people are tired of that drama, all that crap, all that judgment. You know, it's like, hey, these are free. Why are you trying to kill somebody's giving you something free? If you don't like it, don't download it. You
Right.
know, it's
Right.
that simple.
And with like me, you know, with the big hoo-ha that happened with me, I had gotten banned from the Nexus for air quotes hate speech because apparently normies, the term from a fucking internet meme, is apparently a real race of people in the real world.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I had gassed the normies on the leg of my power armor. But that's not what exactly all it. Right, and it wasn't exactly all that it was. They just used that as an excuse because right after I posted my Make America Great Again power armor paint with Donald Trump on it, that's when they banned me because I'm totally convinced that the owner and all the moderators of the Nexus at best are socialist, at worst are Marxist.
Right.
And
but, you know,
they act like it.
Something that I try to put a whole lot of focus on is that yes, the website, it did start off really rough because there was so much anger and hate, which is what started it. But now what it has become is basically a middle ground. There's no author there that is treated like a god. There's no user there that's treated like a god. Everybody is put on the same playing field. No matter who you are, you will respect everybody around you. You're not going to be a dick. I mean, I just can't stand people that just think that they're better than anybody else. They're not welcome at my website. I just don't care if they're, you know, offering $1 million to be there. No, that's not what Schaken Mod stands for. In fact, we have every single day hundreds of people joining up on our website, and I don't know, I want to say probably about 20 or 30 people a day even joining the Discord. What it is people come here because they know that if they have a question, they can just come and ask it. No one's going to be made fun of. No one cares. I mean, we have all been at ground zero at some point, just wondering, how do I install this mod? I mean, somebody's been doing this for years. You think, well, that's a dumb question. You gotta just download it and, put it inside the mod manager. But somebody that's never done this before, that's brand new. And whether we all want to admit it or not, we've all been there at some point in time, and a lot of people forget that.
I fully agree. For example, when I first started making mods, I figured out because this is back when Nexus Mod Manager was a thing, and that was a terrible program. And I got Mod Organizer too. But when I first started making mods, I couldn't find help anywhere for just little things. And I learned a little bit from Dark Fox's videos, and I learned a whole lot more just sitting there on my own and figuring it out. And that's when I decided that because of my disability, because of my MS, I experience memory loss. And I forget things like crazy. Now, I started making tutorials, and my tutorials are pointed at those people. Well, they're actually pointed more at myself. They're for myself so that I can learn when I forget. And that it helps people that's never done it before is a complete bonus. But I pointed at that person. I was talking to that past self of mine that didn't know jack crap. And I'm telling him how to do things. And that way he'll learn it. And that way when I actually forget it, I can go back to my own tutorial and say, oh, that's how it's done. And I've already did that 2 or 3 times this week. Oh, I gotta fix something right quick.
All right.
There we go. Now I see everybody's posts over there in the chat.
Right.
Okay.
I just, let's somebody that I really feel deserves a good shout out is 401 Gaming there, Mr. J Fresh as I call him.
Oh
That
yes.
guy,
Yeah.
that guy has been a huge help on. He's been helping me make tools, man. I mean, that is some crazy talent that guy has. If anybody sees, say
Look,
hi, go hit his like on any of his videos, just like Mighty Nine here.
little story about J Fresh. J Fresh actually got into modding because of me. At least that's what he says. This is what he says. What got him into modding was a video he watched of mine on how to retexture the Daedric armor and change the glow maps in the scope, and that was what got him into modding. And then, I guess he liked it because he took off, man, and he's surpassed me on a lot of things, man. A lot of things. Like,
Well,
he can use 3ds Max. I have no clue how to use that program.
Speaking of that, I had asked him to give me a hand making a 3ds Max plugin for HDT. All I had was basically just some settings, and I handed him a tool that was already kind of made. It was decent. I said, "Can you help me figure this out?" And he's like, "Sure." I mean, it wasn't, but maybe I don't know. A couple days later, he goes, "Oh, here you go. You hit this one button." And it does. I mean, he listed this list that's like 5 pages long of all the things that it does. It's all on its own. It takes hours, and I mean, used to make anything HDT, it would take me a solid 8 hours, and I mean, I was stressing. Now I can do it in 10 minutes.
Oh, that's really awesome. Okay, so
Yeah,
let's go to a different question here. This is a big one. That when I first got onto Schaken mods, and I started posting my mods, and I was putting them in the guild section. So explain the difference between the guild section and the free section, and why is there a quote-unquote paywall?
Well, the paywall, you see, that term kind of comes more from a time before Schaken mods really existed. The paywall was, I guess, started more from patron mods and a lot of freelance modders. They'd go to Patreon, and basically, if you want a mod, they're like, "Oh, that's $30," or there's another modder. It's been around for a very long time. $400 for a face preset. So the paywall, it's like a wall that you have to pay in order to get a single mod. Now, considering that every single mod that I've ever seen is usually around anywhere between $5 to $20, and that's what average is on Patreon, for example. And a lot of Patreon, I'm not going to bash any of them, really, honestly, because some of them are very, very talented and
it's capitalism, baby.
Yeah,
it's capitalism.
But,
when you're good at something, like the Joker said, when you're good at something, don't do it for free.
Right. But I made the guild section because that website, first it started off with one of my friends' PC, and it was just 2 or 3 mods that I had. Back then, I mean, it really didn't cost any, little to nothing basically to run it, so it was no big deal. But as the website grew, this is an actual quote here from 6 months ago. I haven't looked at it in a very long time. But it was over 30 million visits a month. I mean, that's crazy. And we're transferring over 30 terabytes a month worth of data, of downloads from mods. And that bill is extremely high. I cannot afford that bill. It's last month is over $2,000. So what I've done towards the start was I went ahead and made a guild section, which actually back then it was a club. I used the Envision community framework for my website, and they have a club section. which you can, it's basically how it is right now, 'cause it's a little bit different. But anyways, you can join in for $5, and what it is unlimited access to my entire website. There's no hidden mods there, no nothing. Just you pay $5 and you can download any mod you want, and that does not include the free support. Anybody that's on my website, there's a support page on every single mod page now, which you can go on there and you can talk to the mod author. And if any mod author is not answering, you come to my Discord and we'll help you go through it. And every once in a while, there's what I call a hit and run modder. Somebody will just come in here, post a mod, and we'll try to contact them. They're just gone. There's somebody that's posting a bunch of Coco mod ports, which is Tab 9 Dat. Some weird, crazy name, which is alright. But the thing is, he posted them and he just vanished. So anytime somebody posts something like, hey, this isn't working anymore, well, we just fix it, because I really don't believe that you should just post a mod that crap.
No, you're cutting out a little bit.
Here. Give me 1 second.
All right, so guys, if you guys want to, if you haven't joined Schaken Mods or taken a look at it, if you look in the description of the stream, there is a referral link to Schaken Mods that you can go to, and if you decide to join, you can use that referral link, and it helps me out too, because I get a little bit of a kickback from that, and that's cool. So.
And on top of that, anybody can actually do the exact same thing what he done. You can go on to, there's a floating menu at the top of my web page, and I believe it is under, let me get there real quick, it's under subscription. Then you go to my details. There's a spot there that'll say referrals. You can click on that, and it'll give you a referral link. What you do is you copy that, paste it anywhere on any of your social media. Anybody that clicks on that that's new, it'll actually tie their username to yours. Anytime that they purchase something, you'll get 20% of that money to you. If somebody does it immediately, you want that money, you can go down to your account credit, which is just below that button, or above it. I think it's above it. You click on that, and there'll be a button right there with showing how much you have on your account. You click withdraw, and usually within a few minutes, if I'm asleep, it's just a couple hours, I'll pass it on through, and that money can go straight into your PayPal account.
And I with that, I have personal experience. I make a little bit of money off the site, and when my account has money on it, I transfer it directly to my PayPal. It's usually done within 1 day, and it appears in my PayPal account. So it's all good. It's a lot better than those what are they called? Donation points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think is one of the biggest scams in the world. Right.
Because well, on that part there, one of the reasons why I think Fresh 401 Gaming, he came and he was wanting to.
You're cutting out a little bit again.
But he was posting on my webpage to the guild section, and he was wanting to remove his mods from that other site, but he said he wanted to wait until he could withdraw it. And within 1 month, time came around, and he had actually gotten a reward because I hold a competition every month for whoever gets the top 5 most downloaded authors get a pretty big spiff. And my spiff within 1 month was almost 10 times what he had gotten in 6 months from the other website. So after that, he just immediately went ahead and just removed everything from the other site, and ever since then, he almost every month, every other month, get a little bit less now because he started his own business, but he was making money for the longest time. It was, it's the point why I offer the money is it's my way of saying thank you to the mod authors that do come over, that do want to be a part of this community. it's important that we all learn to treat ourselves as equals instead of making a great divide, an us and you scenario, us and them, where it needs to be we're all one. Because if we're all focused on just helping each other, then we're going to get a whole lot better content, a whole lot faster, and everybody will be a whole lot happier.
Right. Okay, so here's a question a lot of people ask, they're wondering about, because we know that other website, and that's in air quotes. We know that other website, A, it's riddled with ads. B, kind of wonder what they're doing with the metadata, your information. Pretty sure they're selling it to the ad companies.
Well, I have posted this many times, and on my screen, anytime I'm over at the Nexus mods, at the bottom of the page, there's a black banner there that says, "Click here if you wish to not sell your information." And so I took all kinds of screenshots of it because it was kind of a new thing whenever I seen it. That was, man, maybe a year ago. And I was kind of blown away by it. Like, really? How long has that been there? And I've never noticed. There's a little black banner. At one point, it was up on top of the page, and it jumped down to the very bottom. Little black banner. I clicked on it, and there's like a toggle off and on, of whether you want your information sold. And, it's my thought was, are you not making enough off the ads, off of the people that are subscribing?
Right.
I mean, you gotta, I don't know, it just seems awfully greedy to me.
Well, like I said, they're definitely, that other site is definitely, as far as the the admins go and whatnot, they definitely exhibit socialist tendencies, but they want to work within a capitalist system.
Right.
So that really, I think they'd rather have cultural Marxism than all full-on Marxism, because there was a guy that they banned for having, and I did a video on this, they banned him for having the Blue Lives Matter, the thin blue line flag he put up. And he also had one that he put up that was Ghoul Lives Matter. Well, I guess he would have been fine if a certain female modder, whose name starts with E, we're not gonna call her out that hard, but a lot of people know who it is. She threw a fit about it, about the Lives Matter, because she was able to have her Black Lives Matter mod up, and she said that anybody that put up any kind of Lives Matter mods was stealing her idea. And I think that she has a lot to do with it, because she's got, I'm not sure if she's actual part of the staff of the Nexus, but she's damn sure a teacher's pet.
Right.
So,
well, onto that BLM matter, if let's say on a scenario, we already know what'll happen if it gets posted at that site. We've seen it over and over. They're not wrong. Black lives do matter, but also so does white lives. So does every life. Everybody's lives matter, and that is important.
Oh, very much.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't want to portray that no life is more important than anybody else's. Again, the whole point of my website is the equality thing. A lot of times, I get asked this one, well, what if they posted that on your site? I'd say, well, that's fine. I do not allow terrorist group promotion on my website. That's all there is to it. Antifa, not welcome. That is just, and I don't care who you are. It's obvious that's just terrorist. But if you're gonna post a Black Lives Matter on the website,
not just terrorists,
fine.
not just terrorists,
right.
Communist domestic terrorists.
Right, but if you're going to post a BLM mod on my website, don't be offended if you see somebody else post a White Lives Matter, because to me, it's all the same. All lives matter. If somebody doesn't like that,
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit.
If you don't want to see the mod, don't look at it. If you don't want to download it, don't download it. It's just that simple.
Right. So basically what you're saying is grow the hell up.
Well, just equality, man. Equality.
Right.
Don't steal a bag of chips from somebody, then cry because somebody else stole your bag of chips later on. Which is definitely what we see a lot every other place.
Right. And see, now I'm personally, as far as it goes with me, if somebody put up, let's say, there was a guy that made, and he got banned for this off of the Nexus. He made a mod called the Old Confederacy. And I managed to grab it before he got banned off the Nexus. Now, I look at it this way: if they want to have that in Fallout 4, if somebody wants to have that mod and have that faction in Fallout 4, that's fine. They can do whatever they want, but people shouldn't try to cancel the mod author because he made the mod. That's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's censorship, and that's one thing that we don't like. At least I don't like, is that I don't like the censorship, and I've never ran into any kind of censorship on Schaken mods, not in the least.
Right.
Because if I was going to run into it, I would have run into it with my Make America Great power armor. Because it's the Orange Man Bad mod.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a topic for you. Mm-hmm. It's that elephant in the room, and we've covered a little bit of this, but there's right now, as we speak, over the last couple of weeks, there's been this nexus going on that mod authors are just taking their mods down off the Nexus, and they're just leaving.
Right.
Why do you think that is?
Well, number one, okay. I'll just call it how it is. A lot of these mod authors, I've seen and heard of people spending even an entire year just making one mod. Could you imagine going to work every single day and then coming home, spending hours in front of that computer, banging your head on that keyboard, trying to figure out how to get the certain things to do, certain functions, especially with scripting. Scripting's a killer. But they'll spend a lot of headache to make one mod, and you upload it up to that site, and now anybody without any kind of a heads up, all of a sudden, hey, you no longer can delete, remove anything with your mods. You can update it, but we'll check that update. If you made it bad, then we're going to revert your order. So basically, I feel like that's taking candy from a kid. It's like, hey, this is mine now. I mean, if you no longer have control over it, is it really yours?
Correct.
And so a lot of people, that's how they feel. They feel like my stuff just got stolen and there's nothing I can do about it. And that's exactly right. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, they're getting hundreds of forums being turned in right now, people wanting to take their mods down from there, and they're not getting any kind of a reply. Nothing. I mean, I haven't seen anybody at all getting any kind of reply yet. So, what they're doing is they're just saying, screw that. So they're going to a different mod place, which I've seen a lot go to Lover's Lab, and that's fine. But the point is that you need to have control over your mod. And so they're going elsewhere, and they're making an official update along with their post. That way, anything that you do get from Nexus is no longer up to date. And I don't blame them. It's like their incentive saying, hey, you come download my mod from where I post it. Acknowledge the fact that I done, instead of clicking one button and bam, you have hundreds of mods all of a sudden. I mean, yeah, that's luxurious, that's nice, but a lot of mod authors are losing a lot of credit. It's just like you spend all that time on that mod, that whole year, and you drop it off and you walk away from it. It's like they at least want to thank you. Go to their mod page, hit like, hit thanks, send a message on there saying, hey, I appreciate what you've done. That's all they're asking for. But they're not getting that anymore. That's a year's worth of work for nothing. It's pretty hurtful to the mod authors. So a lot of them, and I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them just don't care, and that's fine. It's again, that's your choice. That's your creation. You do what you want with it. But this is the fact of what's going on, and this is why the people are leaving, is because they no longer feel like they are in control. I feel good to say that.
Yeah, I mean, I can get that. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody that we recently got in to Schaken mods that came over from the Nexus, Jojo, who made Nether's Follower framework, which you can find on Schaken mods now for Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
I've seen him post that he feels like they've begun operating on a socialist business model, that they're taking your stuff and they're saying it's not yours anymore, and which is basically what you just said. And it just doesn't seem like the Nexus really cares a damn bit for the mod authors.
Right.
Especially for those ones that don't agree with them, with their with their politics, which they can believe whatever they want. Personally, I don't care. But when it actually affects how they treat their mod authors, then that's a problem. And that shouldn't, that's not the way it should work. But here's the thing. Nexus Mods we know that it's based out of the UK.
Right.
So they've got a whole different outlook about personal freedoms.
Right.
And we know that the Schaken and Schaken Mods is pretty much based in the United States. So we have the American viewpoint on personal freedoms.
Well, on that, our actual hardware server is based in Switzerland. Now, they actually have quite a bit of freedom. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but in some areas, even more than America. On some of their things, we do have to follow their laws. But overall, it is the American laws that we are following. If anything ever comes in from our server host that contradicts what we believe, we will just leave them just flat out, just like that.
Well, that is good to know. Now, we discussed how the community breaks that rude division between mod authors and users. And, you know, I've been seeing in chat that a lot of people are saying that, you know, if you have problems, you can go to the Discord and get help there. And I personally, I try to help where I can. You know,
right, and you do, yeah.
I'm probably mispronounced a legate, which is, yeah.
Well, it was a see, most of my staff were actually either retired military currently, or paramilitary. And used to, it was corporal, lieutenant, sergeant, you know, it was more things that were a lot common. But there started to become a little bit of issue with that. People were feeling like they were being talked to by the police. So we actually went we actually went to the Roman style of the military ranks, which, you know, a lot of people don't realize that.
Would that make you Caesar?
Pretty much. Same rank, actually. But, you know, it's
dictator for life.
Right. You know, it was kind of funny because it really, like, it's still military and everything, but a lot of people can tie that in with video games a lot more, because there's a whole lot of Roman video games where they know what a legate is, you know, or a magister, a master. You know, they know these a whole lot more. And since we are video game based, it made a whole lot more sense to be that, anyways.
Well, I know that some of the people that came in because of me, and there are a few that's used because of my videos, like some of the people in a Discord group, Freedom Front, are a lot of vets.
Oh yeah.
And when they find out that, you know, the staff is professional people, it puts them more at ease, because they're very, they feel more at ease with those with that sort of people, because they know the mindset. Right.
Now, what, you know, I'll go and fill this out a little bit too. You know, I highly respect anybody that was military. Number one, you know, I was actually paramilitary. I was never full military, but the fact is, what normal people don't realize, the hardest part about the job, I mean, not always, but a good chunk of the hardest part about the job is the fact that you are away from everything that you knew. You are just strictly taken out of your country, just thrown into the middle of a jungle, a desert, wherever. And it's usually on a moment's notice, because that's how they keep from you dying. You know, because if the enemy knows where you're going, they're going to meet you there, and you're done. So, you know, the less of a warning, the better.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Yeah?
Gotta do a shout out.
Okay.
Luxor 8071 is in chat.
All right.
I'm wondering if that is the same Luxor that does the texture mods.
Well, I seen some people talking about it, and I wasn't sure if that was the case. I'm trying to give you a little bit more of the attention.
Because if we could get Luxor to come over to Schaken Mods, that would be an awesome thing.
Well, that'd be great. I'd sure welcome anybody, that's for sure.
All right, so let's see. So we've talked about the past with Schaken Mods and where it came from. Mm-hmm. We've talked about the present of what it's about. What do you got planned for the future?
Well, I'll have to roll back just a slight bit there, you know, and go back to the beginning. You know, I started off with just a web page where I could post a mod or two. You know, and after some people wanted to join my little crusade, is what it kind of started off as. You know, I had to change the whole format of my website and make it to where it could be more accommodating to other people. Now, you know, I mean, I'm still going to keep the name Schaken Mods, because that's what everybody knows it as. but it's not really Shaken's mods anymore. Now it's everybody's mods. And what it's going to be, hopefully one day, is a place like a safe haven. You know, you come here, you're welcome. It's going to be a rather large community where there's not going to be any division between anything. Like right now in my Discord, I actually have it used to be called a scholarship, but people kind of got confused with other meanings of scholarship. Really, it's a school. I have a couple different classes that I do teach. I teach NPC, how to make NPC, teach how to do Papyrus, which is scripting. I teach how to do meshes, which is all about the Outfit Studio and 3ds Max. And one of my server guy, he actually teaches how to make worlds, interiors, stuff like that. And there is a small fee to get in that, but one of the things that I am going to start offering is if you actually complete it, if you complete the whole class, turn in all your work and everything, we'll give you that money back. That's going to be starting up here pretty soon. The reason there's a fee is because there was a whole bunch of people joining all at once, and nobody would do anything. And I can't teach 100 people all at the same time. I can only teach so many because I got to give you guys my attention. I got to really go over everything that you do, and I got to make sure that you understand because I want you to know, I want you to learn, I want you to succeed. And that's what that's about, is individual working at one do something. You're going to be able to turn that back to other people. And like in my server, when you come there to help somebody, you know, somebody comes in and asks for help, a lot of times you'll hear me pop in and say, hey, now you've been helped, stay a little while and find somebody that you can help too to return that favor back. Because if everybody helps everybody, that's how a community should work, whether you are a mod author, a user, or anything. And that's really what the future of Schaken mods that I'm trying to force this into is everybody helps everybody. There's not going to be a division line between mod authors and users. It's just going to be straight up, we're all best friends, we're all going to get along. If we can't find a way to get along, then you're going to be in a one-on-one with me in a conversation trying to figure out where the problem is.
Right.
And that's never fun for anybody.
Right. Yeah. They're probably lucky it's not me. As Doug can attest, as my moderator Doug can attest to, I'm a really nice guy. Just don't poke the bear. But yeah, right. And you know, what you're basically saying is that you work on a pay it forward kind of deal.
Yeah, pay it forward, exactly.
And that's completely awesome, because you know, I look at it this way. When I help somebody, like I helped a guy last week, and I recorded the video. I haven't put it up yet, but I helped him install Mod Organizer 2 and get it all set up and get him to installing mods and working all the, you know, all the stuff out so that he could actually use it. And I haven't heard back from him, so I'm thinking maybe it worked out pretty well. And the thing I told him was is that just, you know, use what I've taught you to teach somebody else. When somebody needs that help, go ahead and
for them.
Be there for them and teach it to them. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with my tutorials. You know, admittedly I do it for a selfish reason. My tutorials, I admittedly do it for selfish reasons because my memory is just total crap. But if it helps somebody else to learn how to do something, that's awesome. Like there's a young lady that she's actually in the chat right now. She told me today, and I didn't know this, was that my tutorials actually helped her make her first follower.
Nice.
And the very first follower tutorial I ever made was for Skyrim, and it was on a Legendary Edition, and it was I had ended up live streaming it. And I'm not sure how many views that's actually got now, but it's got a lot. My most viewed video is currently the tutorial I did on adding adding sliders and physics to armor and Skyrim for an outfit studio. That's got almost 60,000 views, which is excellent. But I didn't actually put it up for anybody else. I put it up for myself, so if I forgot how to do it, I could just go back and watch it again. And
right.
You know, I can't complain. I can't complain if it's not explaining it right, because it's me explaining it. But it seems that it works for everybody, so that's excellent.
Right.
Okay, so we've went over the questions that we had. So we're gonna open up for taking questions from the chat. Now, I can see the chat, so you guys post questions in the chat that you want to ask Schaken, and I'll ask them for you. That way he ain't got to sit there and try to keep up with chat.
Well, you know, while we're waiting on that, we were talking about the learning, the YouTube videos. One of my biggest problems that I still face every single time I try to teach somebody is, you know, I'm going through things with them, and they're like, oh, well, how do you do that? Which you said, make a slider. Now, see, I make hundreds of sliders all the time. It's just nothing. I just flow right through it. So what I'm saying, oh, all you gotta do is make a slider and do this. They're like, oh, whoa. And that's my problem is, you know, again, back to the people that were asking, you know, how do you even install a mod? You know, I got to back up. Oh, you know what? You're right. I've never made a video on how to make a slider. To me, I can do it in seconds, but somebody new, that's brand new, you know?
Right. And, you know, and if you want to, and I will say, if you want some help on editing your videos for YouTube or whatever, all you got to do is ask, man. I'm getting pretty good at editing videos.
You are. I agree.
I mean, after the video I just put up today, sitting there having a argument with Codsworth, I just thought that was
right. Here's a question that I see from Blank Zero. It says, how did you come up with the name Schaken? That's one of my favorite ones. Not many people know this, but that's my real name. It's broken up a little bit. I won't say my real name live, but that is 90% my real name. I have a strong German, which is Dutch, really, heritage, and that's why that name is there. It means chess.
Oh, that's cool. We've got a question from Fableforge. What are your plans to scale up in volume? More mods, more downloads, more everything?
Oh man, right now, a big one has been social media. Everybody has, you know, a lot of people that have been leaving Nexus mods have been, you know, they don't want to put it on a fetish webpage, which is Lover's Lab, and then they hear a lot of bad stuff about my webpage, which they don't understand. You know, it's not true. They've been falling to Twitter and Facebook, Blogger, all those other ones. So what I've been focusing on is trying to set up where other people can attach their social media. Like, I mean, I have close to 50 different social medias right now that people can connect to their accounts on. You can log in with Facebook, Twitter, Microsoft, Google. You can log in with those even, and what it does is the only information that my website grabs is your picture that you use, and only if you want to use it. It'll import your username, and that's only if you want to use it. And really it'll also grab your email, but even that you can change. So anything that does import, you can change. And all that information that we do grab, which is just those three things, you can change that at any given time, and we do not give it to anybody. Our server tech is, he used to do this for a living for the government, actually. I lucked out in meeting him, and he was more than happy to do the job. He's actually on the server right now. I won't say his name, but if he wants to speak up, he can. He's on here right now. He's a really good guy. But the future with expanding is what everybody else is doing. If I can't keep up with what everybody else is doing, then I'm no longer the future, I'm the past. And right now, everybody's big into social media, so I'm trying to expand towards social media. Right now, our server, we're hitting almost an eighth of what our max is. I went ahead and I bought a really huge plan over a year ago, just because I don't like to sit there and fight that stuff. I just buy a huge package. So we're actually ready for some severe growth without any kind of issue whatsoever.
Well,
and his next question I have already done. He said, what if we create a frequently asked questions page? I have actually just created that 2 days ago or 1 day ago. It's now on there under shortcuts on the floating bar. You can ask a question, and I will answer, and you can see other people's questions as well.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, have we got any other questions in chat? Well, there's a bit of a delay, so.
Right.
But yeah,
when you very first started the stream, I ran into that. I had the volume on the stream going, and when I was trying to answer your question, you were still asking it on there. I was like, whoa, I got to turn that off.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing. It's a good thing when you're watching and try to do this. Okay, so. Okay, there's a question for me. What were you eating? I was eating twisted pretzel sticks, seasoned from Snyder's with sour cream. That's like, yeah. Anyway, that was me stuffing my face. I do that a lot. I'm a fat guy.
I think I'm trying to get there myself. I've been. If I don't go out, and I have a riding mower and I have a pushing mower. My riding mower just sits there and collects rust, because if I don't get out and push mow, I'm just going to get fat.
Well, I'd love to be able to get out and do that sort of thing. When I was in my, I want to say, let's say 34, 35 years old. It's been over 10 years ago now. I was in decent shape. I had maybe 8% body fat. So,
wow.
Yeah, I was in good shape. I was working out every day, and my wife worked out with me, and I was doing semi-pro wrestling, so I had to have the physique. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wasn't gonna go out there all fat and dumpy. I'm not trying to be King Kong Bundy. I was trying to be the Michigan redneck.
Hey, Luxer on your channel here, he said, "Schaken, fix your low res Skyrim," and I wanted to point out, it is my Skyrim is horrible. Like, I mean, it's awful. Number one is I did have a 1060 video card, and that's it. My computer is 4 years old. It's one of the first computers I've had in quite a while. I bought a computer, made a mod, and then I made Schaken mods. Pretty much in that order, almost that fast, it seems. So I'm still learning a whole lot of stuff, and I was really struggling. Like, I mean, I was getting 10 frames per second on anywhere in Skyrim, and a good friend of mine, which is just awesome, Grindleditch, he gave me his old GPU, which is a 1070, and I mean, the difference is outstanding. And I just put that in just a couple days ago, and I mean, I'm blown away by how smooth everything runs, and I'm really grateful for that guy.
Well, I gotta agree with you on being grateful to our friends, because one of my moderators, he sent me this computer, and I got a GTX 1080 Ti, which it's quite a bit above a 1070. It's mm-hmm. Like the 1080 Ti comes up and looks at the 1070 and be like, "Here, hold my beer." But we got another question from Mr. RB. Any future plans T.A.P and Schaken, any future plans for making combo mod packs? Example, more than 3 mods in a pack that work well together.
Actually, right now, I have a pack which is going to be holding 8 different mods right now, and I haven't released a single one of them. It's going to be released as just one big deal. It's all high quality. It's been ported from DAZ. It's some pretty crazy big stuff, but it's, you know, the only way I would ever offer doing full-size packs, you know, like 20, 40, 50 mods, is if I made some kind of a form and people could sign up for it. Because you don't force on somebody, hey, I'm going to take your mod, I'm going to put it in this pack, and whether you like it or not, that's how it's going to be. You know?
Right, and I'm definitely not a fan of the mod packs, because, you know, if they was... I'm not sure if any of my mods ever ended up in one of those mod packs. But I'm pretty sure that my mods are still floating around on Nexus servers, but not available. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been told they are. So we got another question. Let me see here.
Let me go ahead and knock out a few of these short ones real fast. Somebody said, am I a programmer, Schaken? The answer to that is no. I just bought my computer just a few years ago, first one I've had in forever. There's a person on my Discord named Cezra. He is a master at scripting, and he taught me, and I learned probably within 2 months, and I've been trying to pass that knowledge on to other people. Then there's one up there I especially want to answer. Let me go ahead and read it, quote, real fast here. It says, Nexus often accuses Schaken and its users of bad stuff. Can you tell them your stance on this stuff Nexus try to project onto you? Well, you know, that's something I was raised mostly by my grandparents, and something that my grandma said to me that will stick with me forever. She said that if you keep on slinging mud, you're going to have no ground. You're going to have no ground to stand on. And the fact is, you know, I offer this to everybody. I know what they say. They say I sexualize children, and that's just flat out unbelievable. Number one, go on my site. Go look. I mean, that's like the impossible for people to do. Just go look. You know, we don't sell your information. We don't give it out. No, nothing. That's ours. We'll hold on to that until someone puts a bullet in my head. I do not give away information. So you can get on my website. You can look. No one will find out. Go ahead. End of story.
Okay, and we got one from Titan. He wants to know if, with the whole situation with the Nexus, do you think more mod sites or patrons will pop up?
Oh, certainly. I mean, I know for a fact that my website, the author account has doubled, and I've looked on Lover's Lab, and they're getting new mods like crazy. So those two have definitely, or us two, we've grown a lot already. But yeah, there's been, I've heard, I mean, I can't confirm or deny this, but there has been talk of a group of mod authors that are from Nexus that were thinking about starting their own webpage. And, you know, the fact is that, you know, it's probably bad for business. I don't really want to say this, but it is good to have options, you know, because if you don't like what we stand for, if you don't like freedom, for example, you know, you want to be told what you can do and not do, and there's somebody else out there that, you know, caters to what is you like and do, then that is definitely something that needs to happen. You know, more options is better. Number one, it does attack me in a way to where it forces me to keep up with them, to always want to do better. For example, Walmart, you know, they were created because there was competition. You know, they got better and better because they seen, well, this person's doing this, so I got to outdo that. But if you are never held to any kind of a challenge in your life, you'll never get better. So as other sites grow, it's going to encourage me to do, oh, that's a great idea, I need to offer that too. Or, you know, oh, I can do way better than that. Or, oh, they're better than me there. It is what it is, you know? Right,
and I agree with that. With one of our people in chat, Shadows are, when he first came into my live stream chat, and I was talking to him about joining Schaken Mods, I told him, I said, you know, because I've been pretty much your only Fallout 4 modder for what, over a year now.
Yeah.
And so I was basically getting the whole cut. And I said, that I told him, you know, I am completely fine with him coming in, posting up mods, and if he gets a cut of the cash, I am completely fine with that, because it's competition and it makes me want to make better mods.
Exactly, competition's good. It's always good.
And I do got to say that the Luxor in chat is indeed that Luxor. How you doing, man? Great to have you on the stream. If you want to join Schaken Mods, Luxor, look down in the description. You'll find a referral link for the site. We'd love to have you.
Right. If you click that link, then the Mighty Nine here will get a little bit of a spiff, and anything to help out the community do better. That's what's important.
Plus, he's got some really awesome. His texture mods are really, really awesome. Especially for Fallout 4. I used a lot of his texture mods in my Fallout 4. The one for the churches and the mausoleums, and the one for that place in Bunker Hill, that monument.
Right.
I used that, and I used a few other ones. So, okay.
One of the biggest ones that's been repeated like 5 times is they're wanting me to go over the beta mod Aurora.
Right. I was just going to get to that. So yeah,
well,
talk about this Aurora. Is this a follower mod?
Well, it's at least a follower mod. How's that? Number one was a very skilled, very skilled artist was on my Discord. His name is, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, but Epiphemeral, something like that. It's kind of hard to say, but he's on my Discord quite a bit, and he does some outstanding work. But he had kept on posting the same actor over and over, and man, everybody that's seen it was just putting all kinds of hearts all over. They were in love. It was a big deal. I mean, I was blown away by it. I couldn't keep up with that. So I messaged him. I was like, hey, what would it take for me to get that preset? I want to make her into a follower. He said, no problem. Just send it to me. Free. No problem. Nice could be. So I took it, and I made it to a follower. And there's quite a few people that's on the project with me. First, you know, I almost released her just as a standard follower, you know, have a Nord voice or Young Eager or whatever, you know, just basically to be. And I thought, man, she's just too much to be just that. So then I went ahead and I made her a really cool outfit. And then I was like, you know what? I think I want to find somebody who has a really good voice. And then, you know, we found professional voice actors that were more than willing to help us out. And then I thought, man, you know, there's all that. It's going to be stupid if there's not some kind of a quest. Now,
we do got one more question that we're going to get to right after this from Blank Zero.
Okay. But, you know, that really exploded. Now, right now we're at, I think it is almost 4,000 voice lines right now, and she goes pretty extreme. Number one of my favorite parts is you can go into any kind of an inn, any kind of a merchant place, or even around any kind of merchant that's even outside, and inside of her settings, just in the dialogue, you can say, hey, I want you to carry this stuff here, and if you see a merchant, sell that to them. And you know, if you go up to like
Bellathor,
I mean, he sells about everything. But let's say an inn. You know, they mostly just sell food for the most part. So you go inside of an inn and you say, hey, you know, I'm saying anything to her, you turn on auto, and she'll just walk right up to them and she'll talk to them. They'll talk back. She'll say, hey, what do you got to buy? And she'll go over his stuff, and he'll look over her. You know, if he has enough money to buy stuff that she's selling, he'll buy everything that he can until he's out of money. The same thing with her. But her money is going to be your money, and you can tell her how much of what that you want to keep in stock. That's something that part, the in stock part's going to be on the beta, but the rest of that is already released right now. And you can, when you're inside of an inn, she'll go and sit down, she'll start drinking, whatever, hang out, and you can sit down beside her and say, hey, go get us a meal. And she'll walk up to him and she'll say, hey, you know, she'll ask them for a meal if they have anything. And you know, a little hint secret in there. I'll release this one secret is if they have any sweets, for example, she'll actually just go ahead and buy them, and she won't tell you. You go to her inventory, you'll see all kinds of taffy treats. It's rather funny. It's a little
sweet rolls.
Yeah, sweet rolls.
Hey,
you'll see all kinds of.
That's a good way to get sweet rolls for Inigo.
All right.
Okay,
and
so
then,
Blank Zero asked. He's been asking a couple times. I want to get to this one. He was asking a few times about posting his load order on Discord groups. Would you ever make a section just for that?
Well, I mean, it kind of depend. Number one, my Discord has lots of channels, and a lot of people kind of get confused because there's so many things going on. But now, as you know, let's say a load order, like if you're asking for help and you want us to look at your load order, by all means, just post it there in the general assistance channel. We'll look it over, you know, and we'll help you out. But if you mean as far as just posting like a new channel that might say suggested load orders for beginners or something like that, yeah. In fact, you know, I should probably even make a forum on my website for that as well. That way people can kind of look around, and because I mean, you know, there's 83,000 people on my website and only 4,000 on my Discord. So I mean, I tend to cater a lot to my Discord, and it kind of sucks for anybody that's just on the website. So I'm trying to kind of lean a little bit more towards the website stuff. I really don't use my forums. My forums are just, I mean, they're dead in the water. So I'm trying to put those to life. All the stuff that I normally keep on my Discord, I'm trying to put onto the website now. So I mean, it kind of depends on what's your reason for posting a load order. I mean, you can just go in there and just post it for fun. Sure, that's cool. But as far as making a certain channel for it, you know, I mean, if it'll help people and people request it, then yeah, I don't have any problem with doing that.
Right. Now, see, with me, I would say, see, the biggest problem I ran into, and a lot of us, when we first start using mods, is we go mod crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, just click on everything.
Yeah, and then we go crazy, we install a bunch of stuff, and then there's all kinds of conflicts and everything.
Oh yeah, it goes crazy. Everything explodes. You're running into walls. You can't see nothing. Like, what is this?
Yeah, it's like, what's going on? You know, mod it till you break it. Oops, I broke it. You know, and I have a set base of mods that I use for any of my. Doug said, "Oh, shiny. Ooh, look, squirrel."
Squirrel.
But I have a basic set of mods that I use. For example, with my Skyrim load order, unofficial plugin, unofficial patch, CBBE, my body replacers and skin replacers, and then for my landscape textures, I just use my Mighty Fresh Skyrim. That's why I made my Mighty Fresh Skyrim, which JFresh helped me make as well. Because
I have that one.
You have Mighty Fresh Skyrim.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. It's that's a labor of love. It really is.
Well,
I've found some texture issues with the Sovereign Guard's free stairs. Last live stream I had missing textures, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And because it's not reading, for whatever reason, it's not reading the textures, but it just that is my basic setup, and it covers a lot of different things. And the textures I use, I did all the landscape textures myself. The mountain texture, that is a very special texture. Let's put it that way. When I first made that texture, I made it from the vanilla texture, and I increased it from, I believe that in the game it's 4K. I increased it to 16K, and I made all my adjustments to it, and I almost broke Photoshop. I mean, I almost that was on my old computer. I was running out of virtual memory. It was chugging along to make that. But when I finally got it made, it's down. It's back down to I think it's 2K. I don't remember if I made it 2K or 4K. And at 2K textures, it looks fabulous because it was so big, and then I shrank it down and sharpened it up, and it just looks fabulous. So, all right, let's see if we got any other questions here. Nexodus, yeah, love Ash, Mighty Fresh, Skyrim, Oh, that's a sad thing to hear. Luxor says he's done with Fallout 4 modding finally. Oh boy.
What?
Well,
now he's going to have time to play it. Well, that's cool. You should you should definitely check that out.
Want to start support you? Make sure to hit like and sub. Yes, sir, Garcia. Hit that like button. Hit that like button and subscribe. I do live streams of Skyrim, Fallout 4, and World of Tanks, and different things like that. And let's see. I'm a Discord, even moderator myself. Well, you got a compliment. You got a compliment from Die Wolfen. Oh, that's a hard name to pronounce. Die Wolfenhart.
Yeah.
He says your Discord server is comparable to no one.
Well, that's good. I like that. Yeah, that's actually where I started off at. Before I even had a website, I kind of just went to Discord, and I just kind of I don't know, stayed there inside my own little small bucket for a while. After I left Nexus and Lover's Lab, I was probably just on I was on Discord for about 2, maybe 3 months, and I had a friend that tried reaching out to me on Lover's Lab, and so I posted a link to my Discord for about 5 minutes. That was it. And one of my best friends, we call him Cricket, he's on my Discord. He happened to see it, and he just happened to just jump on in real quick, just as I was erasing the invite. And I was like, man, who is this guy? You know, who is it that thinks he can just jump on in here? I was all upset, and he has become my best friend. He helped me get out of that depression I was in. He helped me create what Schaken Mods is now, what it stands for. And I'm really grateful for that guy. He's one of my best friends right now.
Oh yeah, Cricket's a good guy. He comes into my live stream sometimes too. Let's see, what do we got out? What else we got for? Oh, Titan says, what would be your most wanted features in Creation Kit?
Oh geez, there's so many. Number one, I all the time run into package issues, which a package is like it's what makes the NPCs have a little bit of AI, artificial intelligence. Packages, man, half that stuff just doesn't even work. And you know, it's like every once in a while I just start giving up, and I'll start YouTubing this, like, what do I need to do to get this to work? And then find out, oh, that doesn't work. What? You know, it's like half of the Creation Kit doesn't actually work. In fact, if you have just the Creation Kit, I mean, you can't actually do anything. There's that Creation Kit fixes on that one site. Without that mod and that guy's hard work that he put into it, you just can't even use Creation Kit. It's almost worthless without it. So a big shout out to, I can't think of his name right now. If somebody knows it, we'll gladly shout that out. But he has made. I have
the mod, and I don't remember it. I don't remember the author's name.
He basically made the.
Here's a question from Astra. Explain what Schaken FM is and how it works.
Well, Schaken FM is shorts for Schaken Follower Manager. not follower framework. Everybody kind of gets that one confused. What it is it's meant to be paired with your normal framework, because basically all these people that created these frameworks, like for example, I'd like to use Nether's. I mean, his is overall just flat out awesome.
Oh yes, I
But
totally agree.
it's sweet.
Jojo the man.
Right. But there's some things that I really, a lot of things actually that a lot of people really enjoyed about Amazing Follower Tweaks, but it was super buggy. We all know it was super buggy.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
that's the I think that was the first real follower framework. So I mean, you got to give credit for back then. I mean, he did amazing. But the fact is that there's so many different mod managers out there, and follower frameworks. Sorry, there's so many follower frameworks out there, and they all they all have their own perks and talents and whatnot. So what I've done was I created a mod to go along with that. Like, let's say you love Amazing Follower Tweaks, but you had to give up stuff to get onto Nether's, because I mean, in my opinion, Nether's is probably the best there is. But mine kind of fills in that gap of all of them put together. It doesn't have its own follow me, and it imports, like, mine doesn't handle the actual following, because if it did, then it wouldn't be able to work with other follower managers anymore. But mine has an outfit, like an outfit manager on it. For example, you can have three sets of outfits: one when you're in town, one when you're exploring, and one when you're home. Just like what the Amazing Follower Tweaks did, except
Nether's also has that too, I found.
Yeah, I didn't find that until after I made mine. But
here's a thing that Nether's it's kind of hard to figure out to do it, but because you have to set a home base and everything. Does Schaken FM, are you able to talk to your follower and say, this is your new home, and it switches their home location to whatever that cell is?
No, mine doesn't do that. But like what it does is it recognizes anything that you own. For example, like if you purchase the Whiterun home and you go in there, they recognize that that's your home, and they'll change in their home outfit now. But it has that, and one of the best things about it that's pretty new was the release of the newest race, well, not newest now, but it was newest race menu edits. They made it to where you can apply race menu presets onto anybody. And what the issue is it's really kind of flawed, because I mean, when you're making mods, you have to dodge really bad spots that the game just can't handle. And so they done all they could. Now the rest of it is up for all the other mod authors, which is what I've done. Number one is if you apply a preset onto somebody and then you leave that room, you're now facing a black face bug, and you can't fix it. It's just done. So what I done was I made it to where anytime you room, it just reapplies it. It takes a quarter of a second. I mean, you could load 50 of them, and it wouldn't even take a whole second or two to even load all that many. It's just bam. So it just keeps on doing this as you go. So you can literally just make anybody look. You can go down anywhere, download a face preset, and just simply apply it to any actor in your game. You want Serana to look. You can just apply it right onto her. And now, in order for that to work, though, you do have to. There's a little button. You put them in a crosshair, and you go to the main menu, and you can import them into Schaken FM. And then from that point, you can change their name. You can change whether they walk like a man or not. You can change just literally anything you can think of about them. You can make them marryable, non-marryable. You can make them to a follower, non-follower. You can change all their attributes.
Now, have you ever thought about
outfits.
Have you ever thought about uploading Schaken FM for Xbox? Because we have a lot of people that at least come into my streams that are actually on Xbox, and that's why that's why I do a lot of my mods. I will make the PC version, and I'll make the Xbox version.
If it could, I would, but the issue is that it relies so heavily on SKSE.
Oh,
now,
that's
why
you couldn't do it.
Right. Now, I mean, like I said, I would if I could, but that's part of the issue. Number one is I'm working on trying to backport it to LE because it doesn't actually require other mods. I make it use other mods through scripting. Basically what it says is if you have Nether's Fallen Framework, then do this. If you have this one, then do this. It doesn't require you say you have to have these mods in order for it to work. It doesn't do any of that. It just requires SKSE. And beyond that, everything else is all optional. But it's even integrated. It's even integrated with Text Lab mods. I mean, it goes pretty crazy out there of all the things it can really do.
Okay, let's see. James is asking me if I'm eating. No, I'm not. I'm making a cigarette. Blank Zero said, use My Home is Your Home mod. It works with Nethers. Yes, it does.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It does. But the problem with that is that you run into with My Home is Your Home mod is if you're using a mod like the Underground Bathhouse by Andragon, if you use My Home is Your Home to assign them there, the guards will actually start attacking them because they'll get in a fight with the guards because the guards don't recognize them as being in that faction. You have to actually use the system that is in Underground Bathhouse to move followers in there. You can't use My Home is Your Home, but you can use it with any other place. But I've stopped using my Underground Bathhouse as it is. So the only large player home I use now is Skystone Castle, and any other player homes I have is all the ones I've made. So, and that's always been, player homes have always been my bread and butter. That's what I really like making.
Mm-hmm.
And my next one, I'm going to make a player home that's in the hilt of a sword. Sort of like the same thing as the Staff of Shalador, but it's in the hilt of a sword instead.
Now, like a normal size sword.
Yeah.
Not like a huge giant sword, just normal size. Well, that would go great.
Either
That'd
that
go great with Fable's mod.
or a great sword.
Right.
You know, probably a great sword, so that I can have, and it's going to be, the interior is going to be a multi-level tower, like an Imperial Tower, but I want to retexture the walls to be wood paneling. No, wood paneling.
Oh, wood. And
retexture the stairs to wood, and the floors will be wood and stuff. But it's one of those things I have to work on.
I'd like to go and throw one out there is one of the features that Nexus does have that no other site does have is mod manager integration. And the reason because of that is simply because there's nobody that I can even find that's willing to help. I'll right now, anybody out there that's listening or knows somebody that knows C++ well enough to make a little patch for MO2, which MO2 you can make patches for that will hook into other websites. My website on my end is actually already set up for it. I done all the work, all the footwork for it. Somebody had started making a download manager for it at one point, and it does work. But the fact is that I really don't enable it because it's the interface is a little bit unfinished, but everything on there works to where if somebody could make that patch for MO2, I would be more than willing to commission them for a pretty nice price, without a doubt.
Oh,
and
that's pretty
everything
cool.
works.
We got a question from Luxor.
Okay.
Which games are supported on your site? All games, or better, they can be modded?
Anybody that has any suggestion for a game for me to add, I'm more than willing. It doesn't take me but, I don't know, 10 minutes to add a game on there. But, you know, the thing was, when I just you know, and it was just me. All I had was Skyrim. You know, I mean, I had Fallout 4, and I just kind of struggled with that because my game couldn't even, or my computer couldn't even handle it. But anybody that wants to make any suggestion to add a game on there that they would like to see, you're more welcome to hop into my Discord and just tag me with the name of the game. I'll slap it on there. As long as it's moddable, you know, I mean, there's no sense in adding games on there that we can't do anything with anyways.
Right. Like you don't want to, you don't want to put like a good example is I don't know if I actually got any games that it's not moddable.
Right.
Oh boy, no, I don't think.
Like you can go to Nexus. And
Okay,
I mean, yeah,
here's a good one. The old Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yeah, that's
a good one.
2005 version.
Right.
Which
and if anybody's wanting that, all they gotta do is
it.
just say so.
Which I still have that version because Star Wars. Because I get to be a stormtrooper. You know. And miss my shots a lot. But yeah, so the way basically what he's saying is if you guys got a game that you want to make mods for or get mods for, ask him to add it to the site and he will. Here's
like whenever Cyberpunk first came out, I you know, before it was even out, I think actually I went ahead and I just made a category for it on my website, and there's one on there right now, and that's it. I mean, you know, I can make it, but the fact is, you know, I really don't want, you know, 1,000 different games on there with nothing on there. It's just kind of annoying that people have to scroll through all nothing there.
Right. Now here's a thing that question that I have for you, and we've talked about this before. There's one thing that there's one thing that you can do on Nexus that you can't do on your site yet. And that is upload the mod, get the mod page ready, but being able to hold off on publishing it until you're ready to publish it.
Oh, that is a big yet. I've actually paid somebody to make that for me. I have a real big time professional web designer, and I paid him a good chunk of money to add quite a few different features, and he's working on that one along with about 5 others right now. I'm just waiting on him to make those updates, and it'll be there. And not only that, but another one he is also working on is what they call a slug. What you'll be able to do is whenever you upload your mod, you can actually name the web page of your mod. For example, it'll be like www.shakens.com/file/my-mod. You can name that part whatever you want, and you can just that way. It's just a little extra feature to have. You know, you can name that web page link on top of their browser bar. You know.
Right, and that's actually a really good feature too, because you know.
Again, back to this is my mod.
right. The whole having the whole thing in a link, if you're sharing it like on say Twitter, that cuts into your character limit and stuff like that. But
you can shorten it up however you want.
Yeah, and see, I'm not actually on Twitter anymore, as I told you.
Yeah.
But I am on Gab, so hope to see you come over to Gab.
Oh yeah, I'll try to look into that today or tomorrow. It's getting a little bit late for me. I go to bed early. I'm acting like I'm old. I'm not really that old though.
And also, because Gab has a gaming section, and which I've been trying to, with another guy, we've been trying to keep it alive and get more people in there. But I'm also on Minds, and that has a gaming group.
Sweet. Yeah, you'll have to send me all these links to the places that you're on, and I'll try to integrate them into my website.
Yeah, Minds is actually really good. Now, another place, and I would like to be able to do this. Like when you upload a mod, you have the ability to put a video on your mod, which I use, and it's a YouTube video. Now, can I use a video that's on another site like BitTube? Oh,
I have a special integration adapter on my webpage to where basically anything that has a embedded system like YouTube, it'll go ahead and embed it in there all nice and pretty. Like
oh,
hit
okay.
in that link, hit enter, and it'll do all the rest for you. It's a pretty. I try to make that user. I spend a lot of time on that user interface to make sure that it can do everything that I can possibly think of. Because a lot of people just don't really share. Hey, you should do this. They just say, oh well, they want to go and say, well, Shaken's doesn't do that. But really, it's like, hey, just tell me. I'll add it. Somebody out there smarter than me, and they can make it happen. All I gotta do is know that you want it.
Right, and that actually is really good, because if I ever decide I'm going to go straight over to BitTube, which I don't know about that, but
if you do, it'll work.
It's a good place to put videos that maybe YouTube wouldn't like me to have up.
Right.
So,
which is a good handful of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything with copyrighted music for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, have we got any more questions here? Starfield, nope. Game, nope. Pet Bugginess, nope. Okay, that's gonna be about it. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the interview with Shakens, and hope you guys learned a little something. And say bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and remember, until next time, keep your sword sharp. Don't be a milk drinker. And always watch the skies, traveler.
All right. Did you hit close already? Sweet. Okay, there it went.